Here at FreeBody for Tuesday Night Live. And I know that these days in our modern times, we have to sit a lot. We sit a lot at desks. And so I wanted to offer you the top three best movement breaks that you can take if you're having to sit for long periods of time throughout your day. So the reason why sitting sucks, like sitting is called the new smoking. And sitting dries out your tissue. And whenever we have dehydration happening in our tissues, then we're going to have stickiness in the tissues. The joints are going to get stuck. The joints won't be getting cleaned. And that movement helps to clean out our joints. So sitting takes a toll. It can also create trigger points in your buttocks, in your hamstrings, start causing some radiating pain. You're compressing onto nerves. So stillness is actually one of the worst things for your body. Our magnificent human bodies are designed to move. So tonight, I'm going to offer you those three best movement breaks that you can take so that you're hydrating your tissues and hydrating your joints. Our joints only get hydrated with movement. Lymphatic flow, our immune system, only works with movement. Our lymph is pumped through our bodies with movement. And our tissues, our muscles and our connective tissues get softer, more pliable, and they get less stuck together through the layers when we are moving. So right now you can join me. You can get up out of your chair. Keep your chair nearby because you might want to use it to put your hand on for balance. Now, one of my favorite teachers, Tom Meyer, says, he's the anatomy trains guy, fascia guru. He says, get up every about 30, 40 minutes and move. And just move. You just need to move a minute or 2 minutes. And just that little bit is actually better than cramming all of your movement into like a workout or something in the morning and then sitting for the rest of the day. Yes, I've been singing that for years, and I'm so happy to hear him say that as well. So we're going to start with a movement. We're going to do each movement for just about a minute to a minute and a half. This movement is designed to get all the joints open, free, moving, hydrated, cleaned out, get your lymph flowing, and to open your spine, hydrate the discs. So if you're having degenerative disc issues, disc compression, you're going to want to do this movement. And I call it Tai Chi twists. And it's a really common, popular twisting movement. You want to start the movement from your hips. So standing, you're going to let your hips lead the way. And you start with just some gentle movement. And then you're going to let your arms hang and start to kind of fly. And this is what gets the shoulders hydrated. You can turn your head and twist your neck a little bit. Remember, always pain-free range of motion. And so the arms are just swinging along. They're kind of along for the ride. Hips are moving, spine is twisting, wringing out those discs. And then what this movement does is it fills up those discs with lots of fluid and liquids to keep your spine healthy, to keep your nerves happy and healthy and unbound. This is a really energizing move. So if you're starting to feel a little stress or compression in your nervous system as well as in your body, just getting up and doing this movement is so helpful. Kind of helps you shake off the stress of the day and of work. And we're going to keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to stand. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Exhale. So that can just be just that. Number one, first movement break. That can be a 1-minute break that you take throughout your day. Number two, when we sit, we tend to tuck. And when we tuck, we wreak havoc on the lumbar spine and we stagnate the hip flexors. So if you have a lot of hip flexor tension, you're going to want to get up and do these leg swings. So now's when you might pull that chair back in, place one hand on the chair, and just start swinging the other leg forward and back. We're going to do a minute on each leg. Trying to stand up tall, breathing in your belly to soften and calm your nervous system. If your leg gets tired and you need to pause or stop, that's fine. You can do 30 seconds, and that's what we'll do. We'll do 30 seconds, just a few more seconds on each side. All right, switch the chair to the opposite side for your support, and then start swinging the legs. So a lot of folks come to me at my clinic with hip flexor tension, bound up hip flexors, and it's so often, or hamstring tension, and hamstring quad tension, which leads to knee problems. All of that is benefited by this movement. Keeping your knees healthy, keeping your hip flexors and your hip extensors hydrated and moving, sliding on each other. Gets them in good communication together. 2 more. 1 and 2. Take a pause, breathe in your belly. So that's the second top movement break for you to take throughout your day. And then now the third one is standing wide angle side to side. So often people come to me with hip issues because they've been sitting, and maybe you've been sitting with your legs crossed. And I just did a whole talk about why not to cross your legs. So you could place your hands on the back of your chair. You could bring your hands all the way to the floor or to the seat of the chair. I'm just going to keep my hands here on the top of the chair. Separate your feet nice and wide. And then just go side to side. Opening those inner thighs helps to ease tension in the outer hips. Opening the inner thighs eases tension in the outer hips. Really beneficial for folks suffering with sciatica-like symptoms, weakness in the hips, glute pain, hip tension, all those things. And you just go side to side. It's so much better to do a movement break instead of just a long held stretch throughout your day. You want to get things moving because we're designed to move. So we're just going to take a few more breaths here. What you'll find is that your pain-free range of motion gets bigger and bigger the more you move, right? Movement increases movement. Stretching might ease a little tension sometimes, but not often. And it's not going to always increase your range of motion. Sometimes it can make things worse. So I'm actually going to give a talk about why movement is better than just static stretching. 3 and 2 and 1. Great. Walk your feet in, come up to stand. Feels so good. So keeping the hips mobile, keeping the hip flexors, hip extensors happy and active and working together, sliding surfaces, keeping the joints lubricated, keeping your lymphatic flow good, keeping your immune system functioning, dehydrating the spine, decompressing the discs. These 3 movements do all of those things. So remember to get up from your desk, from your chair, about every 30, 45 minutes, get yourself moving with one of these 3 movement breaks, and then drop me a comment. Let me know how that works for you. Thanks for joining.